Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry, it's gonna be a crappy video because I'm using like a lamp light and yeah, the lighting's just really bad. But I got a lot of requests or like good feedback as far as posting a video talking about cosmetology school, like if I would recommend it, going to cosmetology school and like not being supported by like your family kind of thing, and life after cosmetology school. So I think most people already know. I've talked about my experience going into makeup school, and it was a little hard. My family wasn't very supportive. They're very like, you need to go get a degree, and that's the only way to be stable and happy in life, is if you have a degree and you do stuff with that degree. But part of me never really felt that way. I've always like had like this artist in me, but I just never knew how to express it until like makeup really became what it is now, and hair too. But at first I started off just doing makeup, and that was really hard. I had to get like a part-time job, but it was like hard to get a part-time job, and I was getting paid like shit. And I had like 20 hours a week or 15. So that was really, really bad. Because my weekly payments for my makeup school were like 225, and that's weekly, not bi-weekly. And then if it took me longer to pay it off, then like my interest would like increase my tuition. So like I just felt like I was never gonna finish. And I mean, it's not a lot of money to a lot of people, but for me it was a lot, and it was even harder when I felt like I didn't have a lot of people supporting me, or like the people that are supposed to be like most important to me and like motivating me and pushing me and stuff. Like I just felt like they weren't in my corner, and they weren't. But I pushed through it. I got over it. I had to work hard and like prove to them that that was something that like was a thing and something that I could live off of. I think that's like family's main concern, is like whether it's gonna be good for like their child or whatever, because like nobody wants to see you struggling really, but I feel like sometimes our families go about like showing support in the wrong way. Sometimes they don't know how to, and sometimes they don't know better, so it's not entirely their fault. After makeup school, I was still like feeling the way that I felt about not being supported. But then my mom like came around, and like that made it a little easier. My grandpa started coming around when I started showing them like my before and afters, and like the fact that I was booked like every single weekend type of thing. But like for sure I had to work hard. Like you can't just sit on your ass or like lay in bed and like, oh, I want to be Instagram famous and I want to make, you know, all this money by like just being me and posting stuff about me on Instagram. Like it doesn't work that way. If you have that mindset, you need to change it, because that's not going to get you anywhere. Honestly, like I feel like things come to you and for you when you're like genuine and humble. Like you can't today on Instagram, I'm going to get 10,000 followers. Like it just doesn't happen that way. Like I'm sorry to, you really truly have to put in work. It was hard for me to get the followers that I do have now, and it's hard to keep the followers that I have now. I've lost about 2,000 followers during my time in cosmetology school, because I wasn't putting in the same work. Oh, I just spit. I wasn't putting in the same work, and it was hard for me to keep track of like my social media. It was just a lot. It was overwhelming. School has always been a priority for me, so when I was in cosmetology school, like for sure that was the only thing I cared about, because once I'm done with cosmetology school, I'll have this knowledge, and if I don't have the followers, it's going to be fine because I have the knowledge, and the knowledge is something that can't be taken away from me, like losing a couple thousand followers. Plus, like if you can't wait it out with me, you'll either be back, or like I wasn't the person you thought I was. But it's okay. So I started cosmetology school in December of 2016, and my program was 3 days. So I would go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, clock in technically for 10 hours a day. and do 30 hours a week. So that means that my program was supposed to be 13 months long. So I should have finished like around January, end of January. But I ended up finishing the second week of November. So I did graduate a little bit early. That was the whole plan. I didn't like spending holidays in cosmetology school. You don't get winter break, summer break, spring break. You just don't get those kinds of things there because everything is like about you clocking in and out. So if you have a trip planned next year for, I don't know, a month long, I would either wait until after that trip to go to cosmetology school. I personally don't recommend taking a leave. Like, I wouldn't go into cosmetology school with the mindset that of, like, if I need to leave for a week or so, like, I can do it. I think it's best if you push through. For sure, there's times where, like, I wanted to. Well, not really. I never really wanted to because it just kind of pushed me more to, like, be there more to get out sooner. But I understand that, like, sometimes there's family things that come up, personal things in our lives. Just shit happens, and I know that it's a good thing to have that as an option, so it doesn't affect you and your financial aid. But I wouldn't recommend going into cosmetology school with the mindset that if I need a break, like, I can take it. Because you're just going to end up being there longer. And 1 year of your life is nothing compared to, like, your entire existence, So, yeah, if you just like to travel and do stuff like that, just hold off for a year or, like, take mini trips for, like, the weekends or something. But, yeah, that you don't really get breaks like that, so that's just something to, like, keep in mind if you're, like, going through, like, something tough right now. I would probably wait until, like, your situation gets a little bit better before you commit to something like this. Everybody thinks that, like, cosmetology school is, like, an easy way out, and that really irritates me because it's just not. Like, it's harder. You have to be your own fucking boss. Like, you have to get your own clients. You have to fucking invest in yourself. Nobody out here is investing in you. Like, you have to invest in yourself and your education, your supplies, everything. Like, being a hairdresser is probably harder than a fucking 9 to 5. Because you're not on a 9 to 5 schedule. Like, yeah, sure, you can start at 11:30, but who knows how long it's gonna take. You're, like, standing up all day. You're not sitting in an office, no shade to nobody or none of that, but, like, I just don't appreciate when people talk down on cosmetology or, like, hairdressers, nail technicians, eyelash extenders, like, lash techs. Like, I don't know, I feel like it's not as respected as other professions, but I'm just not with it. Like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes the problem is us as, like, makeup artists, hairstylists, and stuff like that, because people are like, oh, what do you do? And you're like, oh, I'm just a makeup artist. Like, bitch, you're a fucking makeup artist. Tell them you're a fucking artist and you be beating bitches' faces. Don't be out here, like, talking down on yourself. That gives them, like, the okay to do it to you too, or behind your back, or about other people. Like, it's not okay. It's hard. Not everybody is an artist. Like, not everybody is good right away. You didn't, like, just wake up and, like, are at the level that you're at now. You're gonna constantly learn and grow and train, and don't let people make it seem like all you do is makeup. Like, it's not that easy. That's why they wouldn't be hiring you if it was that easy, or taking lessons from you, or asking you questions, or following you, or whatever it is, if it was that easy. You know what I mean? So, don't let people talk down on you, your family, nobody. I don't give a fuck who it is. I curse so much. I'm sorry. I don't care who it is. Like, don't let it. No. That, like, needs to stop. But yeah, going to cosmetology school was hard. I think if I went to cosmetology school before I went to makeup school, it would have been harder. Even after going to makeup school and then going into cosmetology, my grandparents were like, so, are you going to be taking classes on the days that you're not in cosmetology, whatever the hell? Like, it was a hobby or something. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I really didn't want to. And when I enrolled in December, I was still finishing my semester in like West LA or whatever. But that semester, my last semester there was like BS because I knew I didn't want to be there for certain. And I think my mom was already getting the feeling because when I told her that I wanted to go to cosmetology school, she was like, okay, look into it, see what we can do, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay, you know. But if I skipped makeup school and did cosmetology first, I think it would have been a different experience, and I think it would have definitely been harder because I had to constantly like prove myself to my family while I was like hustling to make money to pay for school and to put gas in my car to go to my shitty ass job. You know, like it was just so hard. I was going through a lot. Aldo was going through a lot. I was really depressed when I went to makeup school. I was really depressed. I was like very toxic and like negative, and I just wasn't really happy. Unless I was doing makeup. Like honestly, like that was the only time I was happy. But yeah, that was hard. Cosmetology school, I remember like my first month of school and thinking like, fuck, wow, I should stop saying that word. Thinking like, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I can't cut hair. But if I can't cut hair, how embarrassing if like I have to go back to the university, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just 1 year of your life. It's just 1 year. If you're not, let's say you aren't good at doing hair and then you don't even like it, it's okay. It's just 1 year. You spend 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years going from community college to a university or whatever it is. Like, it's hard. It's just a year. It's gonna be okay. Don't I don't know. And also another thing, if you the only reason I went to makeup school was because I thought that I would get more job opportunities if I was a certified makeup artist. And then I learned about cosmetology and license. Sorry, I got a text. About cosmetology school, about getting a license and like all those things. So now with the knowledge that I do have, I would recommend going to cosmetology school or like be an esthetician, because you get more opportunities having a license. Like at least in California, that's the way it is. I don't know about like other states or anything like that, but your license is gonna overrule everything. And if you have a California cosmetology license, you can do nails, you can do eyelash extensions. If you want to do just eyelash extensions, you don't really need your license if you like work from home, like lowest of keys. But if you want to work like at a bar, a lash bar, or whatever, like salon type of thing, and you don't want to do hair, like you don't want to do hair or nails, you can just get your esthetician license, and your cosmetology license allows you to do, okay, so let's go back, hair coloring and hair cutting, facials, which is the same as esthetician, makeup, even, I mean, hairstyling is like the same thing. Did I say nails? I don't remember. I should make a list. But anyways, you can do nails, facials, eyelash extensions, anything that you can do like in a salon. Waxing, you can even do waxing because you technically learn that in Cosmo school. So yeah, I would recommend getting your cosmetology license. It's just 1 year, and you never know, like, what happens if, like, in a year or so, like, you suddenly want to do hair, like, you'll have your license. Maybe you need to, like, freshen up on some courses, but that's better than investing, like, a year, 5, 6, years later into your life, because you're going to get older. You're not going to want to do that. Excuse me. That was rude. But yeah, and I'm on like this video specifically for people who are interested in going to cosmetology school but aren't sure. That's just like, I would just go to cosmetology school. But if you know for a fact, like I know for a fact people don't like doing nails, they don't like doing facials, so there's no reason for them to just go to estheticians. Like they're here to do hair, or they don't care about hair, they only want to do nails. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to do what you want to do. But if you think that maybe you'll have an interest, like, I would just do it. You never know. I knew that I had an interest in nails a little bit. I knew that I liked makeup, obviously. I wanted to do hairstyling when I went to cosmetology school, not hair coloring or cutting. Like, I never thought that that was something that I wanted to do. And I went to a school that, like, was mainly color and cut. So I was like, I don't feel like I belong here. Like, I wasn't sure. But I knew that hairstyling was something that I was interested in, and it still is. But now, towards the end of my program, I really enjoyed hair coloring, and then now that I'm graduated, I have a new love for cutting. I think it's just the way you learn some things in school, or the way you're taught, or the way people want to teach you. Like, sometimes you don't want to learn from them, or the environment isn't like as easygoing as you'd like. So you just make it harder on yourself. But yeah, after cosmetology school is cool. For me, I was hella booked. I got an opportunity to assist. I think, honestly, like, your social media makes a difference. Like, the lady that I'm assisting, I basically, like, followed her on Instagram, and then, like, she followed me back, and then, like, I would come in and like her stuff and blah blah blah. And then a friend of mine was, like, assisting her, so then that's how, like, I got in. But for sure, I think my social media definitely helped. If not me getting that job with her, me getting a job with somebody else, for sure. You don't need a lot of followers. You just need to be consistent, I think. And just take, like, good quality work, and, like, just be genuine and passionate about your stuff. Don't be fake. There's no need to be fake. But for sure, be positive, and, like, if there's an opportunity for you to say something nice or be nice and it be genuine, then I feel like you should, you should do that. On your social media with, people that you want to be around, or whatever it is. I feel like I'm getting sick because it's so cold. And I went outside and I got hella cold. But yeah, after cosmetology school, I feel like during school, like, when everybody was getting closer to finishing and stuff, you would hear, like, oh, you're gonna miss this place because you're not gonna know what to do because you've been here every day. Like, I kind of get it, but it was a little bit, I feel like we should have been more encouraged to, like, leave and be excited about leaving. And I feel like that wasn't the case with my school, at least during the year that I was there. I definitely think that my school got much better, but I didn't have, like, the best experience. So I don't want to go back there, kind of thing. But you definitely build and make, like, a lot of relationships. You meet a lot of people. You make a lot of friends. And I feel like I wouldn't, no matter how bad my experience was at that school, I don't think I would ever talk shit. So this, like, you never want to, like, burn relationships, especially in this industry, because you don't know who everybody knows, and one day maybe I'm gonna need somebody else to help me with something else, and that person that I hurt is not gonna want to help me, so they're gonna tell that person not to help me or show me how to do something, so just stay positive. It's hard. This industry is hard to, like, meet people and get along and, like, truly, like, feel and be supported. It's hella hard, but if you're genuine and honest, like, those people will come to you and you'll know. After cosmetology school, it's been good for me. I've been booked and busy. Fortunately, like, I can provide a lot of services, so I'm never doing one thing and, like, getting bored of it. And it allows me to have, like, a wide range of clients. Like, I can just do eyelashes one day, or eyelashes in the morning and haircuts in the evening. Like, I'm lucky in that sense, but, like, I had to hustle and I had to practice to get good, you know what I mean? So just practice and practice and practice and invest in yourself. Take extra classes. I took an extra course to get certified to do eyelash extensions, and now that I'm going to be getting my cosmetology license, I can offer that as a service under that license. So that's just something to think about. Microblading is also something that you can do with just an esthetician license, I believe, and you'll be covered with cosmetology license too. But it's definitely hard. It can be hard to get a job assisting. At least in LA, I feel like everybody cares so much about your image. Like they want you to dress a certain way, look a certain way, weigh a certain way, you know, to like get an assisting position with them. Because in this industry, you're like hella worried about like your image because you have to look good, and like your clients have to look good, and they have to feel good about themselves, and like they don't want somebody who's gonna look like a bum to supposedly make them feel better. I mean, sometimes like I'm hella bummy and my clients like still love me and still come to me, but if I was in my own salon and, you know, my chair was by the window, people are going to walk around and judge, you know? So that's just, this industry is very judgy and very visual. So, just take care of yourself, you know? I don't know. I hope this video was kind of helpful. If you have any more personal questions or anything, let me know. I'll respond in the comments. I'll respond in the DM. I'll respond on Snapchat. You guys already know this, but I just feel like I had to share this video because I've been getting a lot of questions about cosmetology school and should you do it? And should you do it? I think you should. I feel like if you have the drive and the love and the motivation for this industry and whatever it is that you really want to do, like, just do it. Why not? But just be prepared to work. It's hard. It's hard. It's really, 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 really hard. It's harder than a 9 to 5. You have to have thick skin. You have to fucking stand up for a long time. Your arms are gonna start hurting when you start doing blowouts. Like, it's hard for sure, but like, it's the best thing. Like, if you don't want to work on Mondays, you don't have to work on Mondays. If you don't want to work till 11 or 12, you don't have to work until 11 or 12. Like, you're your own boss, and that's the best part. I have family coming in town, like, next week, and I ain't working because I have family coming over. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to ask anybody. Like, that's the best part. And making people feel good about themselves, and like just encouraging people and like the beauty that they like truly have like within themselves that they didn't see. Like, that's the best part too. Probably over like picking your own schedule, you know. But yeah, it's definitely hard. I definitely cried a lot. Definitely lost and gained a lot of friends in cosmetology school. But just be prepared. It's a long time. 1,600 hours is a long time. A long time. Just be prepared. When you go on a tour, ask all kinds of questions. Ask if they prep you for state board. Ask if they help you apply, pre-apply. Ask what color brand they use. Ask what comes in your kit. Ask, you know, if there's some type of schedule, if they give you a book. Just ask a lot of questions because I don't want anybody to get played like I got played at makeup school. If you need a list of questions, you hit me up and I'll tell you what to ask. It's just so much that you could be prepared for, so just let me know if you're hella serious, if like this video helped in any way. If you have more questions, let me know. I kind of was just rambling and I feel like I'm getting sick, so I'm like thinking about getting sick more than I am the video, but I'm just gonna post this raw on YouTube. I hope it helps. If you guys have any more questions about anything that you want me to talk about, just let me know. And then I'll be posting that video with Kevin soon. I just haven't had time to edit, of course. Priorities, you know, like school was my priority when I was in school, and working and like having clients is my priority now. So I hope you understand. If you guys ever have questions, like y'all know, I always just I always reply to everything, Snap, Insta, whatever. So yeah, have a good day or night or evening. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed and I hope this was helpful.